I actually spelt the title right this time. Because last time it was Nier Automata, now it's Nier Automata. See if I can link this and, I don't know, maybe get some more attention, who knows. That should do. Anyways, I need to continue on with... I don't even know what ending this is. I assume it's a C ending, I guess, but we've just beaten the B ending and now we're on to the next bit, which I honestly don't know where I'm supposed to go now. I'm gonna have to go into my mission briefing. Game dev machine level 2. I haven't even done that, have I? Oh yeah, you have to go to the factory for that. I see. Matches the key. I haven't actually been doing the quests, have I? That's something I've been neglecting. I really need to know what it is that I'm actually doing. Oh, we have to report to the command center. I see. Or we could do some side quests. I think that's a good thing to start with. Just simply... Oh, I can't. Oh. That's a shame. So, I guess we have to continue with the plot. And we need to find the command center so that we can talk to the person at command. If I can find the command center. Which I think is over here. Yep, here we are.
Whoa.
And we just leave Linus there and he just teleports onto the platform, because why not?
Commander! 2B? 9S? What are you doing here?
The Yorha units on the ground were infected by a virus. We had to detonate our black boxes in order to stop them.
A virus? What are you talking about? None of our ground units reported anything about a virus.
That's because all communication with the bunker has been severed.
And why did you leave the battlefield anyway? I didn't order a retreat.
We're telling you, Yorha has gone berserk!
No. If anyone is acting infected here, it's you.
Are you nuts?
Well, that didn't make any sense.
2B, 9S. You're being detained under suspicion of virus contamination.
Wait a minute!
Bingo!
They're infected?
I love how she just has a little stick.
Damn!
Oh,
The doors!
shit, you have to actually
Did the
kill them.
virus infiltrate the bunker itself?
That could be simple.
Operator, what?
That's not the operator. It's...
We're your beloved machine life forms. Whispering to you through the network and virus.
How is that even possible?
We've had a great deal of fun while watching you squirm. But I'm afraid the end has come for this outpost.
So, how have the machines done a virus? Like, how have the machines got this virus all the way in the bunker? Like the machines aren't even in the bunker, so how can they somehow get this virus all the way over here? What's up, Bio? How's it going? Yeah, I'm trying to get this game done at the moment. And I've been trying to get the footage for it, you see, so that I can do my review of it when the time comes. But at the moment we have to deal with this virus. Because apparently everybody's been taken over by a virus now, so we have to kill them. And, like, I have no idea how the virus has somehow gotten all the way to the bunker, but apparently it has.
To me! It's open!
Yeah, I'll get it after I've got all the items. Right, let's get going. I really wanted to do some side quests, but it seems that I can't really do any side quests at this point because I have to clear out the bunker of all these enemies.
Glory to mankind. Oh,
Yeah, I kind of expected as such.
units. Reporting.
Pretty much.
There's still...
I mean, I kind of knew things were going to go wrong with Yora from the very beginning. It was just begging for it, but I just don't understand how, like, they somehow managed to get the virus here when it was kind of like the machines that started the thing. So that must mean that there's machines in the bunker, which is just weird to me. Like, how do the machines manage to get all the way up here? Either that or it's nothing to do with the machines at all.
Commander, the bunker is lost. We have to evacuate.
But
You'd
tell
think
me,
this section
why
would be
weren't you too
side-scrolling,
inventive?
but it actually
Oh
isn't.
no!
It's probably because I deferred our data sync. I noticed some weird noise in the bunker server data, so I paused the upload.
Yeah, I forgot that I had that
I
counterattack.
see.
The transport terminal
It's
is
actually a
corrupted.
pretty nice counterattack
We
to
need to get
use
to
the
the hangar and get
triangle
some
button.
flight units.
Mission
Ah, the system, I get it. So, how were 2B and 9S not infected? That's what I don't understand. If everybody else... Oh yeah, because 2B was infected, wasn't she? Why wasn't 9S infected? And why wasn't the commander infected either? Because I'm assuming the commander's
Commander,
also
we
an
need to get some flight
android.
units from the hangar and get out of here.
Because all humans are dead, so she must be an android too.
Commander, hurry!
I'm staying here. I can't.
Oh, she is.
Commander!
I too was synced up with the server.
But 9S can hack into your systems and...
There's no time.
You two are the last remaining members of Yorha. It's your
But
duty
how has she
to
resisted
survive.
it for so long?
Commander,
Besides, this is my command. Let me at least fulfill my duty here, to the end.
2B, this place is lost.
Why didn't
Do it, 2B! That's an order!
Why didn't the commander just kill herself if the machines are getting infected? That kind of sounds logical. Like, she's only a machine. Just shut herself down. Yeah, this is kind of like where the game really begins. I take it. Are they all trying to go Super Saiyan? Yes, I'm referring to that video. Don't tell me you have to, like, pour oil onto that robot again. It's gonna be a nightmare.
Commander.
Alert. Multiple pursuers detected.
Hostiles?
No. Oh no. This signal. It's
Yora!
I kind of expected that Yora was going to, like, betray you or something, but I didn't expect that it would be a virus that would end up causing the problem. Like, I thought that they'd betray you and that was it. Like, I thought that it'd be like, well, like, we're just going to send you into a mission that kills you, and then the 2B and 9S decide we're going to,
You need to what?
like,
Getting us out of here!
we're not going to do
Okay.
this or whatever, and then eventually they see them as
Flight
traitors.
controls
I thought that was what we were going
transferred
to do
to
or
Unit 2B.
something.
Flight controls established for Unit
But
9S.
this whole
Setting
virus
automatic
thing
course.
is
Entering escape
kind of
route from
different.
combat zone.
I'll give it that much.
Wait! What are you? No!
Stealth function released!
9S.
Yorha Unit
Yes,
2B's stealth
super. I thought
function
it went
unlocked.
scanner, but yeah.
2B! 2B!
I guess he wasn't really in the line of fire, but if it, like, if he wasn't in the system, then if he was in the system, then shouldn't it work? Whoops! Don't want to get hit by that. Yeah, I can
Alert.
hit you as
Critical
well.
damage to flight unit. Proposal. Eject immediately.
Ah, special.
Gotta find a way to land this thing.
Oops, that's not good.
Alert. Reactor core temperature rising.
Oh shit.
Alert. FFCS and NFCS systems unresponsive. Analysis.
That's not good.
Offensive functionality lost.
God damn it!
Well, that's a pain in the ass.
Alert. Multiple enemies confirmed.
It's only a few robots, it's not that big of a deal. Luckily the pod brought your sword with me. Like, the pod's the true hero of this game, because if it wasn't for the pod, like, everything would be screwed. Let's be honest. Like, the pod was the thing that killed the final boss of the other endings, pretty much. Because everybody else was just screwed, and it was just all left up to the pod. Oh great, I have to deal with the barrage of bullets now. Oh shit. These guys are making massive cannons. I thought they were going to be like those enemies from Chaos Legion which shoot those bolts at you, but no, they also have a massive cannon attack. Oh, and these guys don't stagger, great. Yeah, that's one of the annoying things about this game. When enemies don't stagger and you do like a combo in the air and then they you're basically just slashing the air. Yeah, pretty much. I just basically killed, what's his name? Or Adam, I don't know which one. And the pod basically killed him because, like, 2B and 9S were, like, screwed over. Yeah, it's looking to get serious now with this bit. I guess we're going this way. Like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go here. I'm just gonna go this way, I'm guessing, because there was a door here that I couldn't access before. Maybe I go through here now. Maybe this is the time where I finally go to this back door. Nope, can't go behind this door again. Don't know why.
Alert.
I remember catching
detected.
a pod here.
Proposal. Administer vaccine immediately.
This pod. I like to call it the painkiller pod because it shoots a painkiller laser. But what I want to do is find out where the way is to go. But to be honest, I kind of want to do some fishing now that you said that I can catch a shark. So let's do that. I want to see if I can. Oh shit! Is there a time limit? Maybe not the best time to go fishing. Yeah, I can't even jump now. Hang on, let me have a look to see what I have to actually do. Or maybe it's scripted and I have to die or something, I don't know. I'm guessing it is because there's no like thing that I have to do, no mission objective. It's just you're going to die, so die sort of thing. I don't know why I can't pick those things up now. Maybe it's because my system's knackered. I know the best solution to this problem. There's the best solution to this problem. Because when you jump in the lake, you land on top of here. Ah, the abandoned mall. But yeah, the pod is the true hero of this game. I don't care what anyone says. Mainly because it has this attack. And because it saves your ass.
Contamination rate up to 16%. Malfunction detected in NFCS circuit.
I have to keep it from spreading to other androids. Pod, give me a location that's low on android signals.
Searching.
So I guess
Analysis.
we have to deal with this constantly. Like this weapon is so much better than the actual regular weapon.
Unless the virus is eliminated.
You don't say.
Because it can hit multiple enemies at once, which is pretty awesome. It doesn't look like I'll be using a weapon here. Besides my pod, of course. Which isn't a problem to me, since I like this pod, it's pretty awesome. Because it can fire this laser. It's officially the best weapon in the game, is this laser. You'd never have thought that I'd have fished it out of that lake that I was just, out of that flooded city that I was just in. That's where I got this pod. It was ages ago as well, just like, wow, that's random, like, just randomly getting a pod, which we can shoot lasers. That's pretty awesome. Now, if only I could actually move and jump, but unfortunately, that's not happening by the looks of it. What I don't get is why are the why is it that the androids seem to need to be connected to a system? Probably going to be something that explains it later on, but it must be some serious shit if androids need to be connected to a system.
Alert. Virus contamination rate up to 21%.
Remove the contamination and reset.
Analysis. Virus is transforming and progressing its own algorithm with abnormal speed. Removal will be difficult.
Right, so I need to somehow get up to the top again, but not die. And I don't think I'll be able to take the transporter anywhere, so... Oh, I can, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see if I can actually... Nope, can't take the transporter. Brilliant. Just have to walk there. And I've just fallen all the way over here. I can't even walk up ladders. This is going to take a while. Especially if I can't jump half the time, like that's going to be a nightmare. I can't see myself beating this first time. How am I going to do this? How am I going to get up there when I can't even jump? Ah, finally I can jump, but I need to actually jump on here. This is going to be a nightmare to do because, well, jumping puzzles. And now I'm once again unable to do anything. This is going to be a nightmare. Well, it could be worse. At least it's not the section where we have to deal with that. We had to control that robot and go on that freaking conveyor belt. Now, that was a nightmare. In this case, it's just the fact that the terrain is designed in a way that it's so vertical that you have to have the jump ability. And because we don't have the jump ability half the time, yeah, we're kind of fucked. And I just fell off again.
Alert.
Brilliant.
Virus contamination rate up to 32%.
This is going to be a
Malfunction
fail, is
detected
this?
in visual processing system.
I mean, just because you've got a virus doesn't mean you can walk straight through ladders. That doesn't make sense.
Today, I have wonderful news. The Council of
Right.
Humanity has decided to increase the production.
How am I going to get up there? That's the question.
Deal a powerful blow to our enemies. The light of hope is needed.
Apparently so. Like,
We look forward to future glory
what do they get drunk on? Oil?
and know that you will be the one to
Aha, there we
bring
go. That took half an hour to get up there.
humanity.
Now I have to go all the way back over here. And looks like I've attracted some enemies here. So this ain't looking good for me at all. Fortunately, I can still heal up. It's one thing I can always rely on with this game. Never have to worry about getting killed by enemies because I have unlimited healing items. Unfortunately, I can't move properly at all, and I don't even think I'll be able to survive because I need to make a jump here. And since I can't jump, I'm basically fucked. This is not going well at all. I think it's a bit more than just being drunk. I think it's more to do with, like, you can't do shit. That's what it is. Like, because when you're drunk, you can still jump.
Alert. Virus contamination rate up to 57%.
But yeah, I think we're going to have to redo this.
Detected in FMC circuit.
Hey, maybe it'll end with another ending where we get a virus contamination. That might be kind of cool. It's like being on LSD. It's a bit... I've said this since the beginning, it's a bit grey for LSD. It should be like rainbows everywhere. This is looking pretty grim, isn't it? But I can't even jump at all now. Oh, I can somehow. Like, somehow I can actually jump again. I don't know how that makes sense, but okay. It's just like, sometimes the game wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. I suppose that's the whole idea it's trying to basically have. It's just like, since this is a game, we're going to make players truly understand what it's like to simulate the experience of playing a shitty game. So that's exactly what they're trying to do here. I can see exactly what they're trying to do here. It sounds something that Yoko Taro would definitely do. Like, I can't even walk up this ramp. Like, I can't even... Like, this wouldn't be a problem if I didn't get stuck down here. But I did get stuck down here, didn't I? Yeah, I think 2B is kind of fucked. We just have to wait for 2B to inevitably get analed by the virus.
Alert. Virus contamination rate 70%. Infiltrating system protected region.
So basically we just watch 2B get punched by a bunch of little robots for like about a few minutes and me healing it. That's how this is going to be for this part. Like, this game reminds me so much of Zone of the Enders the Second Runner. It really does. Like, except from it's longer. It really does though, because it's got that Kojima feel to it, but at the same time, it's also got that sort of, like, it's kind of got that sort of I hate you level design that is designed to piss the player off. That's kind of what this game's going for in a way. It's like, I can finally jump again. Why deactivate the ability to jump when I clearly need it for this point? Yeah, I heard about that. That's another one of Konami's schemes to make money off of people. It's like, we know you hate us deep down, but you'll still buy our games because we'll be selling you Zone of the Enders Remaster, and people love that game, so we're going to sell it to you, so that you actually like us again. Well, you still won't like us, but you'll still be giving us money, so we don't care. I think the best thing to do is to just jump down the cliff and die. Yeah, I think we're going to have to try this again. Because if I didn't get stuck down here, we wouldn't have had this problem. Maybe. Well, I played it on the PS3 and 360. That's the well, the PS3 version. That's the version I played. Mainly because, as I say, like getting the PS2 version is not exactly easy. But yeah, I'm just gonna fall down. Oh, I can't even. Oh, I can. Yeah, I'm just gonna fall down here and just wait for her to just die, I suppose. Ah, PS3 version got fixed. Oh, there's an enemy here. Brilliant. Right, so we can finally redo this. Right, so that's another ending, which... At least we got another ending out of that. That's something. Not that I'm exactly proud of that ending, but it's an ending. So, if I was a completionist, I'd probably be giving a shit right now, but I'm not. I'm really not. Let's just get through this next bit. And this time, we're not gonna fuck it up. I think it was due to the frame rate or something. Or like the graphics not being as good. One of them. I think that was the problem. But I played it and I thought it was alright. Like, in that regard. But yeah, this game really brings back that feel of playing Zone of the Enders again. Oh, we have to do this entire section again? Really? We have to do all this again. Just simply because we failed this one section. Now, that's one of the things that I've kind of taken for granted in Odin Sphere Laythos here. If you die in that game, at least you just restart the battle again. Like, you just restart what you did last time. Like, even in the original Odin Sphere, that's one of the things that I would give it. Like, at least dying in the game wasn't such a big deal, and it got you back into it. Which was kind of important, because if I had to restart the entire stage again, I'd have still not finished the game. I think a lot of games should really learn a lot from
Commander, 2B,
Odin Sphere
9S?
Laythos
What were
here,
you doing
because it's a
With
really
your
good
units on the
remaster.
ground, we had to detonate our black box.
A virus? None of our...
Yeah.
That's because...
And why we're telling... No.
And
If
let's
any...
skip
Are you
all this.
nuts?
And this is a
2B,
skip function.
9S.
Yep.
You're...
Damn! The doors! Did the virus infiltrate the bunker itself?
Ooh, here we go again.
Operator, what?
That's not the operator. It's...
Machine life forms.
Right.
Listening to us through the network and virus.
You have to be really careful
is that even
what's
possible?
around you.
We've had a great deal of fun while watching you squirm, but I'm afraid the end has come for this
Yeah. It's one way of making them easy tasks. Pretty much. It's like Activision with the Crash remaster, like, let's bring back a game that everybody loves, that they'll all pay for, that they'll all play, because it's going to work, and it did. People bought it, it works. It's just one of their little tricks that they like to do, in a way, and it's like, it's just their way of keeping on people's good side, and also just getting extra cash out of people that they know aren't going to buy their game. They're obviously not going to make a brand new game, though. Of course not. Of course they're not going to make a brand new Crash or do that, because that'd cost too much money. Remaster it.
To me, it's open.
We have to bring it back, because this is the era of remasters. The difference is, there's good remasters like Odin Sphere, and there's bad remasters like, well, Silent Hill HD apparently, and Zone of the Enders as well. Like, if you're gonna remake a game or port a game or remaster a game, do what Odin Sphere did. That's what you should be doing. Just fix all the issues with the game. Even if that means you have to constantly change it. Like, that's one of the things that Odin Sphere really does well. Like, it's gone from being bottom of the barrel to being, like, excellent in my book.
Commander, the bunker is lost. We have to
I didn't even know
evacuate.
that Batman
But
got
tell
a
me,
remaster.
why weren't you two infected? I don't know.
It's probably because I deferred our data sync. I noticed some weird noise in the bunker server data, so I paused the
that's
upload.
why.
I see.
The transport terminal is corrupted. We need to get to the hangar and get some flight units.
Damn it.
Beautiful flower.
Right. So, we need to find the...
Commander, we need to get some flight units from
Hang
the
on,
hangar
there
and
we
get
go.
out of here.
But yeah, there's a lot of... Like, I think people need to start using the term remaster, like, with saying, like, actually, like, remaking the game. Like,
Commander,
just
hurry!
not a remake
I'm
in
staying here.
some
I
ways,
can't.
but just, like, fixing all the issues of the game. That's a remaster.
Commander! I too was synced up with the server. But 9S can hack.
Oh.
There's no.
Whoops, I can't
It's
actually
your
do this. It's
bunker.
another
Let me
click X to get through it. That's one thing that annoys me about
To me,
games, when...
this place is lost.
Commander! Move it to
Well-
me! That's an order!
It's one of the things that pissed me off with Tales of Symphonia as well, speaking about it, because, like, if you wanted to skip a cutscene in Tales of Symphonia, you had to press X with all the dialogue, because you can't skip it, which is really annoying. Even in the, like, PS3 port, and the PC version, you still can't skip cutscenes, which is really annoying. A prototype game and remaster is just, yeah, that's pretty odd. Yeah, we don't want to see more Super Saiyan wannabes. Right, we have to do this bit again.
Alert. Multiple pursuers detected.
Hostiles?
No. Oh no. This signal. It's
Yorha!
Unfortunately, we are the best of all of the androids, apparently. We might as well be, because we're the main characters. That means we are the best of the bunch.
Alright, enough of this shit.
Ooh, we actually have a laser
9S,
factory? That's
I
pretty
need to
awesome.
take over your controls.
You need to what?
I'm getting us out of here.
Okay.
Flight controls transferred to Unit 2B.
Flight controls established for Unit 9S.
Like, how are these
Setting
things not
automatic
dying
course.
yet?
Entering escape route from combat zone.
Like, they should be dying, because I've just hit them with a
What are
barrage
you-
of lasers.
No!
Yet another thing that
Stealth
comes
function
from
released.
some of the end.
Yorha Unit 2B's stealth function unlocked.
Wait. 2B! 2B!
So yeah, we can't really win, so I'm just going to do this. Whip them into shape with this whip. Whoops.
flight unit. Proposal. Eject immediately.
Gotta find a way to land this thing.
Alert. Reactor core temperature rising. Alert. FFCS and NFCS systems unresponsive. Analysis. Offensive functionality lost.
God damn it.
Alert. Multiple enemies confirmed.
Right, now we're going to get out of here. There we go. I don't even know if you have to fight these, but I have to fight. I'm sorry, but I have to fight these things because I just feel the need to actually fight them. I just do. Oh shit. Fortunately, I have my laser. Whoops, that was close. That was close as well. So was that. I'm assuming we're going to end up carrying over all our stuff to whatchamacallit them. Like 2A. So I might as well, because I know that 2A will be coming up soon.
Alert. Virus infection detected. Proposal.
I don't know what 2A's
Administer
gimmick's
vaccine
going to be.
immediately.
Right. So once again we have to get up there. And not start fishing, because fishing is not going to help us. Not when we're trying to escape the hack. But at least this time I know what I'm doing.
Alert.
I know
Virus
what I should be
contamination
doing.
rate up to 16%. Malfunction detected in NFCS circuit.
I have to keep it from spreading to other androids. Pod, give me a location that's low on android signals.
Everyone is going to die, go fishing.
Searching. Analysis.
Yeah.
The area near the abandoned commercial facility meets the desired parameters. Alert. Your high unit 2B will sustain serious damage.
Well, I suppose
unless the
it's a way
virus
to
is
escape
eliminated.
from all of the
You don't say.
world's problems. Just fish for the rest of your life. It's like terrorists causing mass murder. Just
Alert.
go
Virus
fishing.
contamination rate up to 21%.
Remove the contamination and reset.
Analysis. Virus is transforming and progressing its own algorithm with abnormal speed. Removal
So-
will be difficult.
I need to find the best way to get to the abandoned mall. How are we supposed to know where we're supposed to go? If it weren't for Strider, I wouldn't even know where the hell I'm supposed to go. Like, which is brilliant. Yeah, don't fall in that hole. That was a disaster. I have to do a bit of orienteering now. Fortunately, I can dash again. Hopefully, I can. Oh, here we go again. This is kind of what it feels like to play Space Engineers when you're building a massive world. Like, 1 minute you are like, oh, the frame rate's fine. Next minute, 2 frames per second. I guess it does. Yeah, it does. It's showing where to go. But I don't know. This whole thing is starting to be distracting. Oh shit! I can't go this way because oh crap! Here we go. I can't go this way because I know there's a hole there. So I have to go the other way. I have to go around so that I can basically, so that I don't have to jump over that gap. Because I know that that's going to be an issue. Especially if this happens, then I'm falling into the hole again.
Alert. Virus contamination rate up to 32%. Malfunction detected. detected in
Yeah,
visual
this is a
processing
nightmare right
system.
here.
The Council of
Right.
Humanity
Now I'm gonna go
demands
around,
all along.
and I'm gonna go to that red marker. That's where I'm gonna go.
Today, I have wonderful news. The Council of Humanity has decided to increase the production of seeds. This will enable us to deal a powerful blow to our enemies.
Can't we just get a yak and ride it?
Closer than ever.
I can't believe I called it a yak, but whatever. Right, I can actually do this again. Good.
And know that you will be the ones to bring it to us. Glory to man.
Right. I really don't want to have to do this again a second time. There's nothing worse than having to just get from one place to the next. Well, like I said, it worked in Valve Profile 2, I suppose, because it had that dramatic effect, but it's still annoying. And I suppose it's going for the same thing here, where it's got this dramatic effect sort of thing. And, yeah. Yeah, can I get up please? That'd be nice. If you weren't just constantly body slamming me. Can you just get up, 2B, please? Instead of just standing there. Oops, wrong button. Right, I need to do this and heal up again. The robots are giving me boost power. The robots are just slamming on the brakes. So I'm gonna. You say to go to the desert? Is that what you're saying to do? Would that escape the whole problem? I take it I'm going the right way. Because I have no idea what the right way will be. Oh, get out of the desert, right. I see, so basically go around. This is going to be fun, is this? Because I have to get... Ah, yeah. I see now. I think it might be a bit too late though, because I might be dying again. But also, where is 9S as well? Like, where's he disappeared to? I mean, like, making, like, stuff like this into a game mechanic, like, can't you just convey the same thing in the narrative and not have to interfere with the gameplay? That would be nice. Now bushes are slowing me down. We might make it, if this ball doesn't get angry at me and start attacking me. All I need to do is cross the bridge. And hopefully that will solve the problem. Then we won't have to do this ever again, and I won't be doing this ever again. This is one of those games that I will never replay, even though I've replayed it apparently. This is why it has multiple endings, because they know that you will never replay this game if you, like, if they don't change the game up completely. They know that you'll never replay the game because it'll just piss you off. Let's see if we're gonna make it or not. Nope. And we were close as well. Oh. Yeah, replaying this game will be like replaying Tales of Symphonia. So we're here in the mall area, kind of, but now I'm getting my ass handed to me by these guys. Aha! Finally. Now, could you fix us up, please? Or we can play as A2 first, and then she can fix 2B up. That'd be nice. Oh, shit. Yeah, that other attack was really slow. I hope she's a good engineer.
Guess this is it. These are my memories. Take care of everyone for me.
Right, so...
Take care of the future, A2.
What's she actually going to do about all this? Just stand there and... I guess so. She's just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to take your sword and...
Where the hell is
Go.
2B?
Scanning. Black box signal located.
Put it on the map.
Alert. Large-scale ground tremors detected.
It's like, you see a person dying in front of you and you just stand there and you're just like, don't worry, I'll wait.
Proposal.
And then they die and they're like, okay, I'll take this, thank you.
2B. 2B. 2B! Are you?
I was wondering when this would happen. It took long enough though.
Oh no. 2B. No.
Why has she got blood now? How does that make sense? She's supposed to be a machine. Machines don't have blood. Now 9S is going Super Saiyan.
I'll kill you!
And the bridge couldn't handle it. Holy fuck. This is a great time to bring in this massive tower thing. No, Ness went full out Super Saiyan. Right, so what is this supposed to mean? So we get to play as A2 now, which is pretty cool. I'll still never understand how...
Signal for your high unit 2B offline.
I'll still never
Death
understand...
confirmed.
Oh.
Data
Yeah.
exchange engaged.
I still never
Your
understand
unit
how
9S has
2B
completed repair
has
and
blood.
reconstruction of all damaged areas. Unit is ready for reactivation.
Your high unit A2 also ready for reactivation.
Proposal. Illuminate surrounding area.
Analysis.
Right.
Units 9S and A2 are safe.
No problems detected.
Only one issue remains. We
They hate
comprise
each
the
other.
Yorha support system. If the A2 and 9S units are operational, we are required to attend and support.
Agreed.
Displaying positions of units A2 and 9S.
Right, displaying current coordinates. Let's go with A2. But yeah, like, how did she? Where did all that blood come from? Like, shouldn't they have oil instead of blood?
So
like,
then, what happened to command?
Number 2, go! I can handle.
No! Number 4!
like, I just don't understand the whole concept of these androids that
Activation of
are
Unit
basically the
A2
same as
confirmed.
humans.
Good morning, A2.
Who are you?
Tactical Support Unit Pod 042. This pod has been tasked with providing firing support for Yorha Unit A2.
I didn't ask for help.
Affirmative. No request was received from Unit A2. Rather, it was the final order from this pod's previous support assignment, Unit 2B.
Well, it's unnecessary.
Yorha Unit A2 lacks the authority to override this order.
Whatever. What the hell is that huge thing?
Unknown.
You're pretty useless, you know that?
Like, 2A kind of looks like she's had a rough night. Pretty much.
Proposal. Unit A2 should state her intentions.
Why the hell would I do that?
In order to provide optimal support, pods must be supplied with data relating to the activities of supported units.
Not happening.
She looks like she's been, like she's just gotten sober after, like, the longest hangover ever. Like, I do like her dash ability though, like, how it, like, turns red. But yeah, she looks like she's just had a, like, hangover or something. And her outfit looks like she's just got molested.
Proposal.
Right.
Unit A2 should state her intentions.
Those androids
What
could
did
using
I
human
just
blood and I said,
say?
what purpose
If
would
an
that
attending
say?
support
Like, what
unit is
purpose
not
would that
provided
serve?
with data related to the activity of its target, it is programmed to automatically repeat the request every 30 seconds until such data is made available.
Are you kidding me?
Proposal. Unit A2 should state her intentions. Needlessly repeating conversations on the same topic is a waste of energy resources.
And it's a waste
You're
of
the
my
one who
time as
keeps
well.
Talking.
Because why not? Yeah. Now, where do we actually go here? What do we actually do? Oh, she carries over 2 beast weapons, nice. Which is pretty nice because we've got an enemy here. So...
30 seconds have passed. Proposal. Unit A2 should state her intentions.
Stop! My intention is to beat the hell out of every goddamn machine I can find. Is that enough for you?
Affirmative. Scanning and marking of nearby machine life forms complete.
Right.
Goliath-class enemies detected in desert area. Proposal. Goliath-class enemies should be destroyed.
Don't tell me what to do.
Pods are not authorized to issue commands. Proposals are merely recommendations based on data provided by Unit A2. Proposal. Unit A2 should state updated intentions in order to secure more usable data.
I can see what you mean
Shut
by...
the hell up.
Negative.
This
pod
is
is
kinda
engaged
like-
in activity based on the final order of Unit 2B.
The more,
Unit
like,
A2
rebellious
lacks the
character.
authority to issue commands.
Look, just stay out of my way.
Affirmative.
So basically she seems to be like 2B. In the sense that... basically the same thing. Not that I'm complaining. Yeah, she's she kind of looks like she's been living rough for like a long time, and that she's just had a really bad hangover. That's basically what 2A looks like to me. But like, didn't 2A have longer hair, or is it just me? Oh, this guy's asleep. Let's wake him up. Right, I swear she had longer hair than this. Oh. Oh. Well, that could be handy, I suppose. Oh, no, not that. I wanted to do that, but I wanted to get... no, I want Pod B with the laser. Yes, that's what I want. Now, where do I actually go here? That's what I want to know. If I knew... Like, I'm just gonna have a look at the map. She quit after 2B died. Oh. Map mode. Do we have an objective? Oh yeah, we can do side quests apparently. So... Oh, what the heck? Aren't these things supposed to be in the desert? But yeah, it's kind of a different situation. I imagine that, like, 2A wouldn't... Like, I imagine that you'd be playing straight as 2A right from the beginning of it all. Like, that's what I thought it would be, considering you were playing the game, but this is actually kind of a continuation of what was actually going on before. But yeah, I kind of like, if you guys know where I'm supposed to go now, that'd be pretty nice. Like, I probably won't go there yet if I can do side quests, though, because... Oh shit. Because I'm probably thinking of doing some side quests if I can. Because I need to find this door so that I can basically get the key to this place. Pretty much. I also really need to upgrade some of the, like, these weapons. Yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can get to... Oh.
Let's not go in here.
According to the memory data of Unit 2B, the residents of this village have been determined to be safe.
I'm not interested in killing a bunch of sad sacks.
Okay, so that's another invisible plot wall right there. Right, so where now? I obviously can't go over there. I don't know if I can go to the amusement park though. Maybe I can. But I don't even need to go there. The other place that I need to go is to the factory area, which I didn't go with 9S because, like, he couldn't really go in there. Besides that section with the freaking robot, which these are the worst sections so far. Even worse than, like, trying to walk all the way to the mall. Like, that section wasn't brilliant, but I'd take that over that freaking, like, machine section where you have to freaking escape, like, get to those controls and open the door for 2B. That was the stupidest section ever. That's one way of dealing with them. But yeah, I'd love to know where I'm supposed to go. That would be really nice. I guess I can barely see a mark on the screen, so I'm supposed to go over here then, I guess. I mean, I'm only guessing. Because I don't even know where this leads. Like, I thought we'd be doing the entire game all over again. That's what I thought we'd be doing. But apparently not. We only did that with 9S. Now it's like, continue the game story after both sides. That's kind of where it's kind of gone, really. So I'm gonna look on the map and find out if there's right. That's that thing. So we're supposed to go because we are there at the desert, and apparently that's the current destination.
What's
right?
that?
Proposal. Use pod fire to force him to stop.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Unfortunately, he seems to attract the attention of a lot of enemies. Whoa, what the fuck did it just do? That went well. I'm just gonna heal. Okay. Right, so... yeah, one way of dealing with him. I think he's dead now. Yeah, I heard he was in the first game. Well, there's nothing there, so why did I stop you? Right. Let's go to the desert. Because the desert seems to be the place we need to be going. What I don't get is, what about the resistance people? Are they still around? Yeah, they are. I guess that's the place, they're the people that are left over, I guess. They're the people we have to join forces with, I guess. I don't know, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Right. That's them down. But I need to find what's next, pretty much. I love that opening move with the lamps. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I kind of expected as such, like, that this game would have better combat, but because it is Platinum Games. But yeah, I didn't really play the original because apparently it was kind of supposed to be like a Zelda game and had puzzles and all that lot apparently, and that was just a turn off to me. That's part of the reason why I never picked it up, really. Probably the main reason, really, because like I don't do puzzles. Oh shit. There we go. There we go. I mean, the combat in this game is very simplistic. It's I'm not really sure. Like, puzzles to me are just terrible in general. yeah, we're finally getting to the area we need to be. Like, the combat in this game is very simplistic. In a way. Like, like, this game is one of those games that's trying to beat everything at once, isn't it? Let's be honest, it is. And because of that, like, there are some limitations in the gameplay, because, like, this, I think the gameplay could have been a lot better than it actually is. Like, I do think it could. Like, especially considering its time, like, when it's made, it's like, I mean, it's okay, it flows well, but it could be so much better. Like, especially considering the fact that Platinum are making it, like, well, made it, like, it could be a lot better than it is. Yeah, like, it's got the basics. Oh, that's a chest in the middle of nowhere. But it doesn't really have any intricacies as such. A lot of it's just like mash buttons and, like, basically it. Like, you have a dodge button, which is nice. It's probably one of the best parts about the game, the dodge function. But aside from that, like, there's no, like, for example, like, in Devil May Cry 3 you had the style system with, like, the circle button. There's none of that in this game, you know what I mean? Like, they can just really mix things up even more. Like, they could really gone somewhere with that, if you know what I mean. But they kind of didn't. I mean, you could argue that they're focusing on the shoot 'em ups and that lot, but let's be honest, this is what you spend most of the game doing when you're exploring and stuff. You're doing this combat, you know what I mean? But I do think that the whole shoot 'em up section is probably the reason why this combat isn't really the greatest. Like, it's definitely not one of those games that you want to play for the gameplay exclusively, even though the gameplay is it's okay. It's not bad gameplay. It has some good parts to it. As I say, I really shouldn't have done that. I really should have just counted with the lance counter, but oh well. Like, I mean, like, this is by the same people who made Metal Gear Rising. Like, it basically is Metal Gear Rising, but more focused on storyline. You're playing as an android, you're hacking and slashing. But the thing about that game is it kind of had that focused mode, if you know what I mean, where you could, like, move, like, your sword and, like,
So much for
any
Goliath
direction.
class. That was over before it started.
Negative. Enemy machines remain in the area.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's really cutting everything up. I thought that was a cool idea. This'll be fun.
It appears to be a machine life form that has adapted to the desert environment. Proposal: destroy the enemy machine.
So,
Yeah, that's real helpful.
how are we gonna get up there? Oh, I see. So hit the balls. I guess.
Damn. He's tough. Time to bust out B mode.
Alert. The use of B mode to increase nuclear fusion output carries unacceptable levels of risk. Any offensive boost is offset by lower defense and increased maintenance costs.
B mode.
The feature was removed from newer models for this reason.
Guess it's
Basically
too bad I'm
3D
not a new
Strider.
model.
Like, the thing about Strider is that when they played the game for, like, at the beginning, like, it was pretty awesome. But then the platforming started to kick in and it just, yeah, it kind of gotten a bit tough and slowed down the pacing. Part of the reason why I haven't finished it yet.
Older attacker models such as the Yorha A2 are not equipped with ranged weaponry. Proposal: Unit A2 should take advantage of her support pod, which is equipped with helpful long-range attack features.
Don't patronize me.
Whoops. But I only played the demo of Rising though. I haven't actually played the game. I need to play that at some point. But it seems to me that it's a lot better than like other games in the series, you know what I mean? Like, at least to me, because I like the action. So, it seems like the sort of game that I'd be into. But, as I say, it's like got so many games that I'm playing at the moment that, you know, I don't even know what I'm doing, to be perfectly honest. That's basically the gist of this game. I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. Like, I'm just basically going with the flow. You know what I mean? So yeah, just basically shoot the balls with the laser, I guess. Yeah, I do want to play that game at some point. Like, I think this game, as I say, it is trying to be a bit of everything, so it's kind of like, let's do a bit of this, a bit of that, and it works, it does. I just think that it doesn't really have anything that really stands out, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's trying to be an all-rounder. That's what this game's trying to be. It's trying to be good at everything. Yeah, like... But, like, everything looks so similar to, like, Metal Gear Rising in this game. Like, compared... It looks more like Metal Gear Rising than Bayonetta, let's put it that way. Pretty much. This is... Like, Yoko Taro basically came to Platinum and he said, I want you to make this game into Metal Gear Rising, so they did. That's basically what I get the gist of. But, like, in terms of, like, combat, like, fun, like, I'm definitely having a lot more fun playing Odin Sphere than this. Like, definitely. Like, in this it's kind of like, you just do whatever, which I can put up with. I don't mind the combat system of this game. Like, it's fun enough to be enjoyable, but it's like, it doesn't really go the extra mile. Like, considering the fact that we've got games like Devil May Cry 3 and all that lot, which were released years ago and still have better combat than this. I mean, this game's trying to be more like an RPG, but it isn't. Like, that's part of the problem with RPG as a genre. It's just, like, the whole, like, idea of the RPG genre just doesn't make much sense when you think about it, because, like, I just think that the whole genre in itself is kind of limiting. Like, unless it's done right. Like, you have to understand whether the game will benefit from being an RPG or not, and I just don't think this game really does in some way. Like, I mean, it's cool that you do get the ability to customize your pod, which is pretty cool, I like that, but, like, I just think that they think that because it's an RPG we can get away with just making the action less good. Like, I think that's what they were kind of thinking. But, yeah, it's... I just think that it just could be so much better, this game, if you think about it, like, all things considered. Like, there's never really any moment where you feel that there's any technical intricacies in it, you know what I mean? It's like, you're either really, like, you're either in a really tough fight or you're not, there's never a point where you can just, like, do like a 200 hit combo like an Odin Sphere because you use the right combination of moves. It's just like, it's more like a Dynasty Warriors style game in the sense that it's just like whatever, just mash buttons. You know what I mean? That's kind of what this game feels like to me. And I don't really hate that type of game. I don't mind that type of game, honestly. Like, where you just mash buttons freely and, like, and stuff. But I'm just really pointing out what I think about it, and that it could be better than it is. Like, it could be something like the next Devil May Cry 3 if it wanted to be the next Devil May Cry 3. It just needs to have more mechanics. I mean, it has a lot of potential, does this game, in the gameplay, because, like, the dodging system is really good, like, how it's really responsive, the counter system's really good. It just needs a bit more, you know what I mean? But I think they decided that instead of focusing on the gameplay, they'll focus on everything else, you know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of where this game's kind of gone in a way.
Alert. Oncoming EMP attack detected. Escape recommended.
So it's kind of like...
Where am I?
The EMP
Wait,
attack
you can hack
appears to
as
have
well?
caused hacking damage to Unit A2's memory modules.
So this is my memory area.
But why are you here?
Support units are required to monitor a target's
So,
internal systems.
what was A2 doing the whole time, like, while all this was going on? Was she just sat on her ass, doing
Before you
nothing?
go poking around in my
I know she
head.
went into the, like, Forest Kingdom, but what was she actually doing? Like, you must have played on a harder difficulty than I did, Jida. I think you did, honestly, because, like, I'm playing on normal difficulty. You probably were playing on hard difficulty. That's probably why. Well, I could imagine this game being really tough on hard difficulty.
What's all this about?
The hacking has caused the enemy's memories to merge with your own.
Yeah, as I say, this game's... It's trying to be, like, it's trying to do different things and impress the player with its, like, unusual elements of gameplay and just melding it all together. That's what it's trying to do, and I can totally see where it's what it's trying to do in a way.
But we'll be ordering to beef. Continue to
It's
observe
trying to
the
be a
situation
mindfuck. That's what this
and
game's trying to be.
This is a fragment of
I'm trying to
Unit
think of a
2B's
game that
memory
is also a
data.
mindfuck. There's
It is
plenty
the
of them
one
out
she
there.
received from the Yorha commander when she was still alive.
I'm just trying to think what it's actually trying to be. Like, well, no, I'm actually trying to think of what game actually also is a mindfuck. I know there are games like that. Trying to think of the other game, another game that does it. I'm sure there is. I can't think of it right now, though,
We're
on the
all
top of my head.
supposed to be here. Thank you. Giving meaning to my life.
Enough!
But that's kind of what this game's going for.
Recognized as
It's trying to be a
belonging
mindfuck.
Unit A2 herself.
Shut up and get out of my head already.
Well, yeah, I suppose you could argue that's a mindfuck, but that game was just trying to be like a, I don't know. From what I played of it, it's not as much of a mindfuck as this. That game was just trying to be quirky.
You and I are the same. We have no one to help us. We can only cry and scream.
Shut up!
Just shut up.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of another game that was a mindfuck.
Pod 153. Commencing
Like,
data sharing.
I'm trying to remember
Launching
what
compressed
game was
conversation mode.
actually a mindfuck. Like, I know there was one. Speaking of mindfuck,
Compressed conversation mode complete. Affirmative.
Right.
Awaiting report on the effects of Unit 2B's memory data on Unit A2's self-consciousness.
Understood. Updating its reference data for support activity.
Oh yeah, that's a point though, like, that's a good point. Suda 51 game, yeah. That's another mindfuck sort of game. Like, right. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's other games as well. I just can't think
Good
of them
morning,
right now.
A2.
What the?
Analysis. Your high unit A2 was restarted 5 minutes and 42 seconds ago. The cause was excessive strain due to battle against a large machine lifeform.
What's this then?
All this goddamn sand is starting to piss me off.
Alert. Fuel filter performance deteriorating. Fine particulate matter seems to have entered the filter while fighting in the desert.
What
Proposal.
is this?
Replace the faulty part
Question.
immediately.
You make it sound so
Oh.
easy.
Records indicate said part was once used at the resistance camp.
The resistance camp.
Right, let's do some side quests now. I think that's
So
a
I need
good
to
time
find
do
junk from the old world now?
Searching for relics in the desert without
Yeah, I'm trying to
assistance
think. I
will
know there
prove
was a game
difficult.
that was a
Proposal.
complete
Unit
mindfuck that I
A2 should
played.
use the dynamic scanner.
And I just can't really think of it right now. Like, I really can't. And it's kind of annoying me how I can't think of what game it is. Like, if only I could just think, like, know what the game, which game was the mindfuck. Like, I know there's weird games, but games that are mindfuck is something else, like... I really don't have a good memory with these things, do I? LSD Dream Simulator. Like, my memory just disappears sometimes. Like, I really can't think of anything at the moment. Like, I'm definitely sure there is a game that I've played. What the fuck? It's got a desert rag on it. Okay. Some random ass simple series thing. That wasn't really the best idea. Ow. But yeah, that's what it's going for. It's going for the whole mindfuck sort of deal. That's what this game's going for. But if only I could think of another game that wasn't mindfuck. Like, I don't know. What's this? Ooh, I see. Uh-oh, looks like I pissed off the local wildlife. One PS2 game was Spanish Vanilla Ice. Right, so what's this? Right. I don't know which this one is, but I'm guessing it's something important. Now I need to just find out where this quest is. God, it's really annoying me now because I can't really think of the game that I'm trying to think of. But I'm just going to have a look on the map, see if I can actually remember it. This is one of those times that I have to look at all the games on my shelf and just see which one was actually the thing that I was actually supposed to be looking at. The dynamics. Oh, I can't be asked for that shit. I'm just gonna go do the other one, which is in the factory, I guess. Yeah, I'm just wondering where I'm sat. I'm actually just trying to think of the other game that was trying to be a mindfuck. I mean, there's games that are, like, weird, like, for example, Bat and Kaitos. That was a weird game, but it wasn't really a mindfuck, you know what I mean? It's one of those games that's just really cool because of its just weirdness. And it has some really weird moments in it. You know what I mean? But that's not really mindfuck as such. Deadly Premonition is something that I was thinking, but it's not the game that I was thinking. That's something that's something that I was thinking about, but it's like it's a game that I've seen but I haven't played. You see, it's like there's also another game that I know is a mindfuck called Eternal Darkness. That's another game that is apparently a complete mindfuck. It's like fighting Psycho Mantis in Metal Gear Solid is like a mindfuck. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm pretty sure that I'll remember the game at some point. Just I can't at the moment recall it, you know what I mean? It's one of those frustrating moments. You know, you can probably relate to this frustration when you're trying to freaking find out something, remember something, you really can't. But it is kind of annoying. In any case, I think the good things about this game, from what I've seen, is probably the music is one of the best things about this game. The gameplay isn't that bad. I mean, the story's quirky, which is pretty nice, I would say. I mean, it's one of those games it's enjoyable, you know what I mean? It's enjoyable for what it is. But I honestly see, out of all the games that I'm playing, Odin Sphere is probably the better game in my book. Like I'm just enjoying that game so much. Like, which is funny because the game was so frustrating at first, but now it's just amazing. But if I'm honest, like, I mean, I don't know about story-wise, but aside from that, like, I honestly don't know story-wise because I haven't finished this game yet. But aside from that, like, I think that Odin Sphere just does everything better than this game. Like, everything in Odin Sphere is done. Like, I mean, the music's on par in certain ways. It depends on taste. I actually like Odin Sphere's music a lot, but like, I think that that Odin Sphere I'm having a lot more fun with. Like, if I'm honest, like the combat's got a lot more intricacies, and like there's new music, new areas, and like the original game had potential. It just didn't fulfill its potential, whereas the remaster really did fulfill its potential. You know what I mean? And it's definitely the best game I played this generation by a mile. Like, it's just so exciting to play because you've got, like, it's one of those games that rewards you for playing skillfully, you know what I mean? I still don't know what these machine cores are for. Like, what is their purpose? What do they do? I know what that guy's gonna do. Yeah, I saw that coming. You're not gonna fool me twice. But yeah, like, it's one of those games where, I don't know, the story is just very difficult for me to resonate with. I mean, it's one of those games that's just such a mindfuck that you just can't really get the gist of what's going on, and I don't know, I'm finding it very difficult to get attached to the story because it's just, like, it's just so much of a mindfuck at the moment that, like, I just don't get what's going on. And, like, the characters, like, if I'm honest, like, 2B and NS, not really don't really care much about those characters much. Like, I like how they made the machines quirky and that lot. Like, the game has a sense of humor, which I kind of like that. But, like, I don't know. This game is one of those games where I'm kind of lost as to what I'm actually thinking about it, really, like, in terms of judgment. Because, like, I really do, like, want to get the story, you know what I mean? I really want to make a good judgment on the story, but it's going to be really difficult to judge this game's story. I can definitely say that much, because, like, I'm on the C path and I still don't get what's going on. Like, I still really don't understand the full situation. Like, the game just seems to throw things at you. Like, it just seems to bombard you with things with no explanation, and you just do it, and then you're just like, okay, next bit. Apparently one of my friends has a game called Guardians Crusade on the PlayStation. That's a really old-fashioned game. And this guy's just gonna ignore me. While he's just walking around, chilling. I'll just leave him to it then. These machines are just lost. They look lost. Yeah, like, as I say, my friend has that and he loves the game. It's one of his childhood games. But yeah, it's published by Activision. Like, it's just going to be so difficult to review this game because of the story. Like, what am I to say about it? Like, what do I say about the story like this? I don't know. I just haven't really focused on it, on, like, looking at the story, and I don't know what to think of it at this point. It's, like, I don't know whether it's a good story or not, and I don't know, I'm just not feeling anything, really. I don't know. A lot of people say that this game is, like, all for the story and that lot. But, like, I don't know, I don't get it. At least so far. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be patient about these things, but this is what I'm getting so far, pretty much. Like, I just don't really get it, if that makes sense. But at the same time, I do, because this game's quirky and different. You know what I mean? Like, I can totally see the appeal of this game. I can totally see it. Like, it's a mindfuck. It's quirky. It's different. But at the same time, it has a good soundtrack. The gameplay is enjoyable for what it is. It's one of those games that you can just pick up and play. Like, that's kind of what this game seems to be to me. It's kind of got that ease of access thing going for it. But the question is, like, how does it hold up with other games? And I think that's the question we need to be asking, because this game has been hyped up to fuck. Like, it has. But it's time that I really need to talk about this game, like, and actually, like, it's time that we got the real picture of this game and what it's actually about. What I actually would rate this game. That's what I need to really sort out. Yeah, it's like, I've been writing some notes down about something as well recently. Once I can get some video footage, I might actually do another. It might actually be another video in the making, actually. And I might as well just leak it here, but it's about humor in video games and how it's important. Because I think that, like, it's like this game has the humor as well in it, and that's one thing I do like about this game, how it has that humorousness with the machines being like quirky people, you know what I mean, and like, it's cool stuff. Like, I can appreciate that. That's one of the things that I definitely can appreciate in the story, the fact that it is quirky, the fact that it is, like, different. Because it tries to be humorous as well, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, but at the same time it has this serious tone in the game, in the art style as well. Like, as you can see, it's got this really grayed out tone. You know what I mean? Like, speaking of which, Strider, like, you want to take a break from the dark, serious tones, like, of RPGs, go play Tales of Symphonia, because that's exactly what it is. Pretty much. I mean, yeah, it does have certain themes which are, like, kind of serious, but it's mostly a light-hearted game. That's kind of what Symphonia is, in a way. I'd say, like, probably the series that would probably be, like, light-hearted would probably be games that, like, Game Arts games. Those are the games where, like, if you want to escape the seriousness of RPGs, you go play a Game Arts game. Yeah, I didn't play Ni no Kuni mainly because level 5 developed it, and I'm a bit cautious of level 5. And the game, by looking at it, I just didn't really...
Help me! Are those machines fighting each other?
But I could say the same thing about Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. You see what I mean?
You're a machine too.
I think it comes with, like, those types of games. You either want them or you don't, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. And machines don't have souls. They're just murder bots with a fancy name. They killed so many of us. And I swore to make them pay.
I see.
So basically our mission is total genocide.
Then so be it.
Which one would be the best option here? Because if Pascal lives, Pascal might turn evil, but Pascal doesn't look like he has weapons. Which one should we pick? Make Pascal live or destroy Pascal? I think it's time for, like, roulette. No, I'm not going to do that. This is a tough one. You know what, fuck it. Because, like, I'm thinking, like, in the long term, if all the androids are getting... Oh. But, like, killing Pascal wouldn't be a bad idea, though. Like, because, considering the fact that the androids are suffering from a virus, the same could happen to machines at any moment. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, I have the same feeling that you have, Strider, for Tales of Symphonia with Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Like, so I can kind of relate to how you're feeling about Tales of Symphonia, like, being boring. Like, it's, as I say, it is definitely a light-hearted game, though. That's one thing I would definitely say, for the most part. And so is Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. But for me, like, Tales of Symphonia for me was less boring because, well, the combat was more action orientated and it had some cool systems in it, like the affection system and other things like that, and it also has, like, a fairly interesting story to me. Like, I don't mind, I like the whole, like, idea as to what the plot's going for, you know what I mean? Like, it's a Tales game, though. It's not going to be, like, anything out of this world, you know what I mean? It's not going to be anything that's going to wow you or amaze you. But, like, it's not really a bad game to me. Like, it's one of those games that it's fun for what it is, you know what I mean? A bit like this game, really. But, like, I'll be honest, I really did not like Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky myself. Like, I thought that as a game it was enjoyable, but, like, and it did have some cool things in it, like, some of the music was good, but I just really wasn't keen on that game. Like, I really wasn't. Like, the game was just so light-hearted to the point that it just became sickening, if that makes sense. Like, I can cope with light-hearted games to some degree, but that game is just way too light-hearted for its own good. It's just like you expect that by at certain points of the game, like, you'd expect some action, but there really isn't any. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those games that's just so slow-paced that it just gets really boring. And that's easily one of those games that I can really say was just a bore fest for me. Like, was Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. That's one of those games that really bored me to death. Like, as I say, it was my favourite game to review, just simply because, like, I really wanted to ventilate as to how little I enjoyed the game. Pretty much. Because I really didn't enjoy it at all. Like, it just felt like when I was playing it, all I wanted to do it for was the review. That was literally the only reason why I wanted to play through it. I mean, I kind of saw it coming because I did watch a review of it, but like I wanted to support PC, like JRPGs coming onto PC, so I got it anyways. But man, like I just don't know how anyone can have the patience to play through the game. Like, I honestly don't. Oh great, do we have to do this whole section again? Like, fight that boss again? I guess we do. But yeah, that's one of those games that I really found boring.
What's that?
Proposal. Use Podfire to force him to stop.
But Tales of Symphonia, like, I mean, as far as Tales games are concerned, I do consider it the best, just simply because, well, it had the affection system, it had the, I liked the whole EX skills thing, I liked the units and attacks, I liked how the combat, like, it's like, for example, the combat in this game, it flows really well. That's one thing that I'll definitely give the combat of Nier Automata. Like, it really flows really well. Like, some games have really clunky combat. This game doesn't. Like, it just really flows really well. Like, you can just, like, dodge, like, really well. And it's a really flexible combat system in a way. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just one of those games that you just feel so able. It's not clunky or anything. Like, it's the opposite of clunky. That's basically the best way to describe this combat system. And that's one thing I'll definitely give this game's combat. Like, it's definitely... Because like I said about Fantasia, it is also up there on my favourites, but I think that the Tales series in general, like it's not spectacular. Like, it's like when you play a Star Ocean game, like, say what you think about the Star Ocean series, but those games really, like, that's another game that I forgot to mention that is a bit of a mindfuck. Like, Star Ocean Till the End of Time, now that's a mindfuck. That is a complete mindfuck. But, like, I find that, like, the Star Ocean series is just a lot more enjoyable, and that's part of the reason why Tales of Fantasia is one of my favorites. Like, the only reason why it isn't my favorite is because, like, it hasn't aged the best. Like, it shows its age. Like, how, like, you want to move backwards, but your party members are stuck behind you, and you can only control, like, quests and that lot. Like, it's kind of aged not as well. Like, I don't know if you can control anybody else, but I could only find a way to control quests myself, but that's kind of the way it is, really. Like, it's still really fun for its time, though, I can definitely say that. And it's definitely one of my favourite Tales games, is Fantasia. But, like, as I say, Symphonia is my favourite mainly because I liked where it was going. Like, it starts, like, the thing about Symphonia is it really starts off really boring. And considering the fact that you said that you were only on the first side of, like, because I thought that you were actually on the second part of Tales of Symphonia, but turns out that you were actually in the Balakov Mausoleum in the first section where you have to find the seals. That section of Tales of Symphonia really sucks. So, if you're still on that section, then yeah, I agree with you on everything. That section is just so boring in Tales of Symphonia. But if you were still in, like, the first section of the game, then my advice would be to have a bit of patience, because the game does get better after you pass the first section. It does get more interesting. But if you are in the second section, then yeah, like, as I say, it's not incredible. Like, I wouldn't expect something that's mind-blowing from Tales of Symphonia, let's put it that way. I'd basically just say it gets better. Oh boy, you're getting there now. Let me just tell you one thing straight out. You are not going to like what happens when you get into that tower. I know for a fact you are going to hate what happens when you get into that tower. You are going to despise it, but you're probably going to find it kind of interesting. I don't know whether you'll love it or you'll hate it, but you'll kind of find it interesting. I personally, like, I can completely understand if you hate what happens in the next section, but I personally found it was kind of interesting simply because, well, I'm not going to say anything on it, but like I just thought what actually happens in it was interesting because it allowed you to see a different take on something, and it kind of made a lot of sense if you think about it. And let's put it this way, you won't like what happens in the next section, Strider, but it will make the game a lot better because of what happens in the next section. Because
so much for Goliath class. That was over
like,
before it started.
Basically,
Negative. Enemy machines remain in the
a
area.
massive plot twist is going to happen, which I think you can probably guess what the plot twist is, but like the plot twist is pretty obvious. Like, but like what's actually going to happen? But like, it's more than just that plot twist. Like, you can guess what's going to happen.
Destroy the enemy machine.
Yeah, that's real helpful.
Like, you can probably tell what's going to happen with the plot twist, but it's like it's more than just that plot twist. That's the big deal. You'll see soon enough what I mean about it. You probably get pissed off by it. You'll probably get pissed off by it. But at the same time, it's pretty awesome.
Guess it's too bad I'm not a newer model.
Oh, you have a berserker mode, do you? Ah, I didn't even know that, you see. I didn't actually know there was a berserker mode. So I have to fight this guy again. Oh shit. Really should learn to jump to dodge from those attacks.
A2 are not equipped with ranged weaponry. Proposal. Unit A2 should take advantage of her support pod.
But yeah, that's where the game starts getting interesting once you get past the tower.
Don't patronize me.
That's where the game actually starts getting a lot better. So if you've only at the tower, then I'm not really surprised that you're not been enjoying Tales of Symphonia, because that's probably the worst part of the game. The first part is just terrible, like, it really is. Like, especially if you've already played other games which basically do the same freaking plot. But the good thing about Tales of Symphonia is it goes beyond that plot, that generic plot. It goes a step further than that, and that's what I like about it. You randomly guess a huge spoiler. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, did you randomly guess, like, when you played the game and you found out that you were right? Because if so, then I've had the same experience with Legend of Heroes Tales in the Sky. Like, I knew that guy was evil the moment that I saw him. I knew he was pure evil. I'm not going to say who it is, but I knew he was evil the first moment that I saw him. That's all I'm going to say. Not the guy at the end in the credits. I'm talking about the guy you fight at the end, not the guy that appears at the end. I'm talking about the guy that you fight at the end. Pretty much. That's who I'm talking about. And I knew that guy was going to be the villain. At least of the first chapter. I knew that guy was going to be the villain. So obvious, the game didn't even try to hide it. Well, it did, but it did a really poor job at hiding it as far as I'm concerned. Like, I've played enough RPGs to know who's going to be evil and who isn't. I think you already know who I'm talking about. As far as I'm concerned, the rules of JRPGs is beware the nice ones. You know what would have been funny in Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky? What would have been funny in Trails in the Sky is if that pink-haired girl was the main villain. That would have been hilarious. Like, you know that stupid pink-haired girl that follows around that journalist? If she was the main villain, just imagine how hilarious that would be. That would be like Sarah from Star Ocean 4 revealed to be the main villain. Like, that would actually be a damn good plot twist, to be honest. Like, a character that is so stupid that you just can't help but laugh at them, and then suddenly they reveal to you that they're actually the ultimate evil and that they were being stupid on purpose to fool you. that would be pretty cool. Like, I would love a plot twist like that. It's just like, oh yeah, like, you think that character's just so stupid and like, but then eventually plot twist happens and they say, oh, I was being stupid on purpose so that you wouldn't guess that I'm the villain. So you won't figure it out. You know what I mean? That would be a really cool plot twist. I would really like that. That would have actually made Sarah a more interesting character. Because, in a way, it's, like, in Star Wars 4 as well, but it would also make that other pink-haired character who I've forgotten the name an interesting character as well. But, like, just imagine if Sarah from Star Wars 4 was the main villain of the entire game. Because that's what that pink-haired character reminded me of. It reminded me of Sarah from Star Wars 4. Like, so obnoxiously stupid. Like you just really just want to smack the bitch. But, like, just imagine if a character like that was made out to be the main villain of the game. That would be just hilarious. Like, if... Like, I'm just gonna use Sarah from now on, but, like... Well, I suppose it might not be a good idea since you haven't played Star Ocean 4 styles, so I'm not really gonna say anything. You can play it for yourself and find out just how obnoxiously stupid that character is. But basically, Sarah is basically like that pink-haired chick from Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Same sort of character, just with a worse voice actress. That's basically what Sarah is. But, like, imagine if a character like that pink-haired chick from Trails in the Sky was the main villain. That's the point that I'm trying to make. That would be hilarious. But it would work the same for Sarah as well. Just fuck that character. Like, they should totally make a character like that a last boss at one point. Like, a character that is just so obnoxious and stupid that you really, really hate, that you really want to just slap, but then you realise that they're the main villain and you're just like, yes, I actually finally have a reason, a plausible reason to slap this bitch. Like, a character that I really hate, but now I have a reason to actually kill them. That's really awesome. It's like, for example... Like, I don't know any obnoxious characters in this game, to be perfectly honest with you, so I really couldn't say anything about this game.
Alert. Oncoming EMP attack detected. Escape recommended.
But if they made an obnoxious character the last boss, that would be really hilarious.
Where am I?
The EMP attack appears to have caused hacking damage to Unit A2's memory modules.
So this is my memory area. But why are you here?
Support units are required to monitor a target's internal systems in case of breakdown.
Maybe it's already happened. Maybe there is a final boss like that.
Poking around in my head.
Where there's an obnoxious character who just ends up being the final boss. Who knows? Yep, we have to do this again. But yeah, all I'm going to say on the Tales of Symphonia is it does get better, Strider. I'd probably, if I were you, I'd give it patience, considering where you are.
What's all this about?
The hacking has caused the enemy's memories to merge with your own.
Whoops, that went well. Alright. But yeah, as far as this game's concerned, I think it's going to be really difficult for me to judge the story of this game.
Normally you'd be called, but we'll be calling you 2B.
I think it's mainly because I've been streaming it. I mean, let's think about what's happened in the plot so far. So basically, we've been sent to deal with enemies. Like, we've been sent to deal with the machines. We go down, we land, and we basically have to kill that Goliath at the start, and then we have to basically do other stuff. I forgot what the next thing is, like help the resistance and stuff, and then suddenly you get other missions to do from command. And that's the thing about this game. Like, you get a load of, like, missions that are just given to you with no real explanation as to why they're important. And I kind of see what they're trying to do, but it's kind of like...
Shut up and get out of my head already.
It's kind of like... I think that's one of the annoying things about this game story-wise, is that it starts off with just a load of, like, meaningless missions. And at this point, it's just like, well, now things have changed, but... how have things changed? You know what I mean? Like, I want to see where this goes, because I really don't know. Yeah, it really is. Like, you know exactly what the plot twist is going to be, Strider. You know exactly what it's going to
You
be.
and I are the same. We have no one to help us. We can only cry and scream.
Oh, I forgot we can skip. Nice.
Pod 153.
Affirmative. Compress affirmative. Await.
Under update.
Right. This time, we're not going to kill Pascal. Right, well, if that's what you're going to say, then that's what you're going to say. I'm not going to say anything on it.
Good morning, A2.
What the?
Analysis. Your high unit A2 was restarted 5 minutes and 42 seconds ago. The cause was excessive strain due to battle against a large machine lifeform.
All this goddamn sand is starting to piss me off.
Alert. Fuel filter performance deteriorating. Fine particulate matter seems to have entered the filter while fighting in the desert. Proposal.
Yeah, can you stop talking
Replace
so I
the
can
faulty
accept this
part
quest for later?
immediately.
You make it sound so easy.
Records indicate said part was
I
once
will
used at the
say
resistance
that
camp.
2A seems to be a more
Resistance
interesting
camp.
character.
So I need to find junk from the old world now?
Searching for relics in the desert without assistance might prove difficult. Proposal. Unit A2 should use the dynamic scanner.
Like, I honestly don't know what you'll think of the plot twist. I honestly don't. But it's definitely going to be interesting. That's one thing for sure, to know what you actually think about that plot twist. And I have a feeling that you're not going to like it. At all. As awesome as it is, I have a feeling you're going to be really pissed off. But like as I say, even though it will piss you off, I'd definitely say that the game is worth continuing. I mean, the dungeons don't get any better, I'm not gonna lie, the dungeons are still a piece of shit. But if you can get past that, then, like, if you can deal with that, like, and get past that knowing that the dungeons are gonna be shit, then, yeah, I'd say it's worth carrying on, if that's the case, because, like, the dungeons, they don't get any better, but, like, as I say, like, because you're getting through the game, combat gets more fun and stuff, and because you're learning more abilities and stuff, and, like, the story gets more interesting, and you meet a lot of more characters in the game as well. But, like, it's kind of like, the way that they deal with everything, the way that they do it all is kind of interesting, in the sense that it's not as generic as it may seem on paper. Like, when you do see the plot twists, it's like, not everything is as it seems, let's put it that way. That's the best way to describe it. Like, there's still a lot that the game hasn't explained, let's put it that way. Right, I'm gonna transport to the resistance camp now, and this time save Pascal. But yeah, the dungeon that pissed me off the most in Tales of Symphonia was the Temple of Shadow. That place was just that place was an insult. Just to get through it was a nightmare. Like, it was just such a pain in the ass. Like, you have to see it to understand what it's all about. There are other annoying dungeons in the game as well, but the Temple of Shadow gets my all-time award. That place is just dreadful. Like, it is just horrendous.
Help me!
Are those machines fighting each other?
I love how Pascal sounds like a girl, but apparently he's supposed to be a guy.
Thank you so much for saving me.
Right.
You're a machine too.
Wait, please. My name is Beth.
Machines don't have. They killed so.
If that will save your soul, then you aren't going to kill me?
Just shut up and leave before I change my mind.
You... No. Never mind. You have my thing.
So, what I don't know is why aren't we seeing the beginning of A2's story? That's what I don't get. Like, why don't we see, like, how she got kicked out of Yora and all that lot? What, like, I thought that's what we were going to see at first, but yeah, I don't really want to be too near them. Yeah, the dodge mechanic and counter mechanic is really satisfying. It's a shame that some enemies are immune to staggering though. That really does screw it over. Oh, flashback, I love those. Like, I don't know, it's just like, if you're gonna do multiple playthroughs and then at least make sense of it, that's one of the things about, like, Yoko Taro's games where, like, multiple playthroughs really aren't multiple playthroughs in the traditional sense, are they? They're just, like, the game continues, it's like, it's not over, you know what I mean? Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Have we gone the wrong way? So, what now? But this game loves to throw shit in your face and with no explanation, and you're just like, okay. Like I say, it's a mindfuck. In all the meanings of the word mindfuck, this is what this game is. I think that's just the best way to describe the story of this game. It's a mindfuck. It's an absolute mindfuck. Like, and that can be taken in lots and lots of ways. Like, how can you sum up a mindfuck? I mean, you could argue that it's interesting because it's a mindfuck, in a way, but, like, and I think that's the thing, like, from what I've seen, even though the story's a mindfuck, which is kind of interesting, and I like how the machines are, like, I find that the characters, which doesn't really surprise me, considering what they are, but I'm not really feeling it with the characters in this game at all. Like, I don't know, like, the characters, like, 2A seems a bit more interesting, being a rebel and all that lot, but, like, 2B and 9S just, really, they were just kind of there. Like, I mean, they're androids, which is expected, but considering the fact that this is a game where androids draw blood, and androids do things that androids really shouldn't, like, have emotions and stuff, like, it just doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, like, I guess we're going to follow this red marker. Like, it's like, what are we actually doing? I have no fucking clue. Like, without the marker, like the quest marker, I wouldn't have any idea where I'm going, because the story doesn't explain itself very well, at least at this point. It's just like, okay, go here. Why? I don't know. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to storytelling in video games, and this is something that I might mention later, that I'm probably mentioning later as well, is stories in video games don't really need to be that great. Like, they really don't need to be amazing. Like, if you're going to make a really amazing story in a video game, then really you should just write a book. That's the way I see it, because a book can bring the most out of a story. Whereas a game, like, stories in video games are supposed to exist, like, they're supposed to be, like, easy to get into. They're supposed to be, like, you get the gist. Like, it's supposed to be easy to pick up. Like, the story's supposed to be easy to pick up on, and when you're playing through, like, a game, you want to just get invested in, like, quickly into a story. You don't want to spend hours just, like, having all this exposition explaining stuff to you. Whereas in a book, like, you want that exposition explained to you. You want to know everything. You want a proper description as to what's actually going on in the story. You know what I mean? Yeah, gameplay does come first. And I say, but I do think that stories in video games, like, if you really want to grab the attention and engage people with a story, you want to really get it straight to the point, you know what I mean? You want it to be easy to pick up on and understand. Whereas if you're writing a book, you can really start off with a lot of intricacies, and you can write in a lot of intricacies, because when you're reading a book, you really want these intricacies, you know what I mean? Whereas when you're in a game, you just want to push forward. You really need something that can just have that impact in a game's story, so that it's just...
A broken filter will cause significant problems with fuel distribution. Proposal: replace the faulty part immediately.
Yeah, I know.
Coordinates confirmed for a colony centered around a machine life form known as Pascal. Location marked on map.
Right,
You
so
don't
let's
know
go
when to
there
shut
now.
up, do you?
And it's like... when... as far as stories are concerned, as I say, you want them to have, like... you want them to be easy to pick up on. You want them to have that really, like... you want it to have that impact, you know what I mean? Like, you want it to, like, hit you straight away. You want to be instantly invested, and you want the story's pacing to be quick. Like, pacing isn't a problem in a book. Like, when you're reading a book, narrative pacing isn't an issue because you want to know everything. You want to invest yourself and immerse yourself into the world of the book. You know what I mean? Whereas in a game, you just want to get on with it. You want straight up, like, you want straight up action. You want to really just get straight into it. You know what I mean? And the thing about this game, with the story, is you really aren't getting straight into it. You know what I mean? And it's just really difficult to, like, you just completely lose, like lose yourself as to what's going on in the story. You just completely, like, you can't figure out what's going on because the story's just told in these, like, so vaguely, and it's trying to be descriptive, and it's in a way that you can kind of tell that it's going somewhere, but you really don't know what's going on. And when you don't know what's going on, it's very difficult to invest yourself into what's actually going on. Which in a book, it's okay because you're prepared for that. You're reading on. Like, books don't break themselves up between gameplay and narrative. They don't have that breakup. But because of my theories with video games and how video games, like, how successful video games are made, because of my theories of it, I believe that to really make a successful story in a video game, like, you want it to be, like, you want to get into it for the simple fact that, if I could find, I can't even upgrade it, great. I need crushed nuts, and I know exactly how you get them, but it's a nightmare to get them. But, like, the main reason why I say this is simply because, like, story in video games is kind of like a reward. It's a rewarding element. And when you're playing through a game and you're getting through the gameplay, you want to be rewarded with the story. Now, if in this case with Nier Automata, I'd say the best parts of this game that I played are the side quests. They are probably the bits that I've enjoyed the most, which is kind of hilarious considering the fact that usually it's the main story that I enjoy the most, but it's actually the side quests and their little stories, because the side quests of this game get you straight into the little stories. You know what I mean? I think that's the point that I really need to drive home about the story of this game. Because the side quests, you get instantly invested in what's going on. And at the moment, I'm not even reading the story, I'm just basically pressing X because I want to, like, get straight to... I want to explain this because it's been on my mind for a while. Like, the side quests, and I think this is probably the answer to this game. The side quests in this game are probably the best part. Like, what is all this dialogue all about? Like, finding a filter? Like, it's not even voice acted. Why am I even supposed to care?
God damn it.
Like,
hostility toward the peaceful machine life form Pascal is pointless from an energy usage standpoint. Proposal: form a friendly relationship immediately.
You've got to be kidding me.
so what now? Again, it's come to the point where I'm like, what's now? Side quests is one of the game's criticisms. Like, really? Because the main story for me, I don't really get it. Like, I don't really get what's going on, but the side quests, like, where you're helping out the machines and stuff, like, I kind of like it because it's more straightforward and simple, and it's just like these simple little stories that have these small impacts, and like you're making a difference and stuff. I like that sort of thing, how it's like you get what's going on, it's straightforward and simple, and it just adds to the game's world. Whereas the main story of this game just feels very convoluted. It's just like, what's actually going on? Like, we're on this ending, and I still don't know what's going on. I've got through 2 endings, and I don't have a clue what the hell is going on. I mean, I get the basic gist and the concept of the game, but I don't really know, like, the intricacies of the game. Like, now I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. I'm guessing that I need to go replace your fuel with oil. Where is it then? Here? Like, how was I supposed to know to go here? Like, other than using the mini-map, like, the narrative really doesn't drive you to go somewhere, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, you go here now and we get more plot. But that's probably the bits that I've enjoyed the most, just going around exploring. Like, exploration, that's another thing that this game does really well. Like, I love how you have this, like, semi-open world that you can explore, and instead of, like, trying to be too big for its boots, it actually decides that it's going to have, like, focus on, like, the exploration value, but not try to be so big that it's just impractical. Like, it knows what it's trying to do, it knows what it's trying to be as an explorative game, and it focuses on, like, it focuses its world design on exploration rather than being big for the sake of being big, like Witcher 3, like, and other games. Like, and that's one thing that I can definitely appreciate about this game. That's one of the good things that I really do like about this game. And when I first started playing the game and doing all the side quests and exploring, finding hidden items and treasure and that lot, like, I was having a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Like, I'm having a lot of fun doing that. And some of the side quests in this game are quite interesting. It's like one of the side quests, which apparently I can't do anymore, which is a shame, is like game development. Like, one where you have to help this robot that wants to be a game developer, and you have to have him kill his own kind so you can get certain things that allow him to make a game, which I find is pretty cool. Like, it's things like that that I like about the game's story, and like how you get to know more about the machines. And it's just like the machines seem like, the way that the side quests are making them out to be, they seem to be like a very important part of this game. But like, it seems that the focus is going, like all this thing with Adam and Eve and the androids, like, what is the connection? That's the thing, like, where is the significance in the machines themselves? That's the big question. And hopefully we'll figure that out, because if the machines, like, I would be really disappointed if the machines at this point really don't have a really impactful meaning. Like, Pascal's machines especially didn't play a big part in this side of the story. Like, I'm expecting something big to come from them, like, because, like, you get a lot of, like, kind of world building, like, focused on the machines in this game. And yet the androids, they don't really get much. I suppose you have the mail and that lot, which I never really bothered to read much of it, but other than that, you really don't see the other androids. So you really don't connect with them when they're there. Like, I don't know, like, you hear a few, like, codex calls. I love how I use the word codex calls. Like, you have a few, like, a bit of comm chatter with them, and that's one of the things that, one of my pet peeves in gaming. Comm chatter, I despise comm chatter in games. I hate it, because you're not there in person with them. Like, I want to be in person with them so I can truly appreciate them, but comm chatter just doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't. Whoops. But the side quests, you are actually seeing things firsthand, and that's what I like about it. So if I was reviewing this game based on the side quests alone, I'd say, yeah, the story is fairly decent for what it is. Like, but obviously there's a main story, and I have to focus on that. And that's going to be the challenge. Like as I say, it is a mindfuck, but other than that, I can't really say anything about the story so far. Like, that's basically all I can say on it. I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I need to get to that symbol there. Let's have a look at the map again, because I'm lost again. Just to make sure I remember where exactly we need to go. Right there. So, forest. Oh, we have to go to the forest. Oh, I thought we had to go to the desert. My orienteering skills are fucking up again. But that's basically my thoughts on the story of this game. It's just like, I like the side quests, I like the exploration, I like the music. The visuals are kind of a mixed bag, I would say. Like, some of the areas like the forest are really good looking, and the desert looks pretty nice in a way. But, I don't know, like the city, I mean, I get it, like it's got this greyish look, but I don't know, like, it's not it's not one of those games that just, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a biased thing because I'm just not really into the whole urban environment style in games. Like, it's just not my thing. That's why I kind of like the forest in this game. I like more natural environments in games, you know what I mean? And this game does have them, and they're really nice. It's just kind of biased in that, in that case. But I would say the game does look fairly nice, and it has its own distinguished style. It's designed to look dull and drab. So, really, it makes sense for it to be a dull and drab style game, and I expect the story to have its dull moments. Like, I suppose To Be Dying is one of those moments. It's like, it's kind of got that melancholic feel to it as this game, and which is pretty cool. Like, it's got it knows what it's trying to be from an art design perspective. Like, so I can appreciate that. Even though, like, the urban style just isn't my cup of tea personally. Yeah, urban stuff in games, like, it's different if I'm playing a racing game or something like that, but, like, I don't know. I'm not going to go down there because I don't know if they'll remove the block or not, so I'm not going to risk it. But, like, when a game's like, it's like an RPG, like, for example, Parasite Eve, for example, doesn't look interesting to me simply because it's urban. Like, that's one thing that I'll probably say. It's just one example. It came out, like, just an example that came right out of my ass there, but, like, that's just an example as to what I think about games that, like, are set in urban settings. It's just not my cup of tea. I mean, I like sci-fi settings. That's the reason why I like games like Star Ocean, which have that. But I don't like it being too sci-fi. You know what I mean? I like fantasy settings where you get to, like, all these lush forests and stuff. Like, I said this before in the last stream. Like, this game needs an ice area. Like, where's the icy mountains? Like, it's got a desert. It's got a forest. Where's the ice? Like, where's the, like, wintry area? Like, that's kind of what this game needs. Like, if it had, like, an icy mountain. Oh shit. I do like the music of the forest as well. It's really awesome music as well. It's probably one of my favourite songs in the game, actually. Like, the forest music is just really awesome. Ow. But yeah, it's like, it's one of those games where you really want to explore it, which is something that I really like. This game is one of those games that really beckons you to explore it, but at the same time, it is open enough to explore it. That's one thing that I really would say is this game's strong point. If anything, that's definitely the strong point of the game. So, I think we've got the gist as to what my, as to what I like about this game. Like, those are the things, but as for the criticisms, well, the fact that certain enemies don't stagger is kind of annoying. Like, obviously some of the sections are just absolutely freaking atrocious. And I also don't like the fact that when, like, you get the endings, like, you have to replay through certain sections again, and it just feels kind of needless. Oh shit. I saw that coming and I'm like, oh fuck, how am I gonna dodge that? Yeah, I'm not doing very well here. How am I gonna get through this section? These guys are really... Their feet are freaking... Yeah, I'm really not doing very well in this fight at all, am I? The radius of the hits of those feet are just ridiculous. Right, I'm just gonna shoot. That might actually be the answer. By the looks of it, it seems that is the answer. Shit. Well, that was rough as that. But as for my current game of this generation, I'm giving that to Odin Sphere. Latest here. That is easily, aside from that one shoot 'em up section, everything else about that game is just easily just brilliant as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's just a lot of fun to play through that game because of how it rewards me for, like, doing all the combos and stuff. This game kind of doesn't do that, which is, it's fine and all, like, it's fine that it doesn't do that, but as I say, it would be nice if it had a bit more depth in the combat. I mean, as for my overall rating of this game, I'm probably thinking this is either going to get a good or a great rating, depending on how much it pisses me off or not, like, with sections. Those are the ratings that this is probably looking at, but I don't think I'm going to give it an excellent rating. I don't think that's going to happen with this game. Just simply because, like, it really doesn't go the extra mile in certain ways.
What's that?
Unknown.
You're useless.
Yeah, I really love the music in this area. Floating thing. Might be important, who knows? It probably is. But I love the look of this area. This area looks brilliant. In fact, this area kind of reminds me of, like, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess mixed in with Forest of the Spirits from Vow 2. It's a bit of both of that, if that makes sense. That's kind of like the best way to describe this forest. It looks like a combination of those two styles. Oh shit. But we're not humans, we're androids. So, yeah, that's my view of this game. I think I've gotten the gist. it's just taken a bit of assembling. Of course, it's all subject to change. As I say, like, if the story gets a lot better, then maybe I might actually like it a bit better, but I do think that it's going for that rating. Like, it's going to seriously need to wow me more than it is if it's going to get any higher. Like, but I'm probably looking at that. And that's the same rating I gave Star Ocean 5, so it's not like I'm being unfair to it. But as far as the hype's concerned, does it live up to it? No. It doesn't live up to the hype. No way. Like, but is it fun? Yes, I do think it's a fun game. I don't think it's a bad game at all. It's not like Witcher 3 was just... Like, the best way to describe Witcher 3 is it's just mediocre to me now. Like, I can kind of appreciate Witcher 3 to some degree now that I've played a bit more of it. But, like, people make out that Witcher 3 has such a great story, and it really doesn't. Like, I definitely say Witcher 3 is more overrated than this. Like, I can understand why people love this game, I really can. But Witcher 3, I just don't get it. And I never will get it. Like, there's so many things that annoy me with that game. I just don't get the hype at all. Whereas with this game I kinda do get the hype, but I don't think it's as great as other people make it out to be.
Guess I'll go back to that machine.
But that's just hype for you, really. Like, when the game gets hype, that's usually what's going to happen, you know what I mean? But I was interested in this game before the hype was even a thing, to be perfectly honest with you, because, well, even though I didn't enjoy Drakengard 3 much, like, which I didn't, okay, I have to look at the map again, because, once again, where do I even go? Right, there we go. So we have to go to our current destination, which is over there, I guess. But yeah, like, I do think this game is still enjoyable for what it is, though, as I say. It could be better, but it's not that bad. It's, like, I mean, this year is looking, in terms of the games that are available, it's definitely better than, well, not this year, but this generation is definitely better than last generation. In a lot of ways. Kind of actually, like, at least from, like, 2010 to, like, 2014, which is, like, well, actually I'd be more accurate, 2011 to 2014 was just horrendous. Like, that section was just, those years was really bad for gaming. Like, just horrendous for gaming. Like, there's literally nothing that I can really say. Like, there were a few good games, but nothing amazing. Like, there was nothing amazing in that time. Like, and it's difficult to find amazing games even now, but Odin Sphere is definitely one of them. That game's looking towards an excellent rating for me. Probably. Which is a step up from this game. And, like, it's just like, when I first played Odin Sphere and just really hated its combat, it's just so weird to see it turn around like this. I wish I played the game at launch now. I really do. Like, I really wish I played Odin Sphere at launch. But I just finished the original Odin Sphere. I did not want to replay that game again. Like, after going through that painful ordeal that was the original Odin Sphere, like I'd had enough at that point. But, and I did want to play it at that point, but I just thought this isn't the right time, you know what I mean? This is not the right time to play it. Because the original was just so frustrating that it just burnt me out. But now that I've gone back to play it again, I'm really liking it. it's a shame that, like, as I say, you can only experience the story once, but the story isn't bad. I mean, it's light-hearted, I suppose. It's not bad. Like, and I like how it's got the multiple perspectives, which is something that I really respect in the game. It's like, this game kind of has it as well, with, like, now you're playing as 9S, but it's not really done in the same way, really. Like, I don't know. Like, I liked how, like, Odin handled it, in the sense that you have, like, you start at different points in the timeline. That's another game which really starts off with a story that's, like, so straightforward, and it just gets you right into it. And then the second story, it's kind of like, it explains more about the world and that lot, because it's already pulled you into it, you know what I mean? I think the most important thing about story in video games is that it grasps the player's interest right from the get-go. It's so important, and that's one of the reasons why I just couldn't enjoy Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, because it didn't pull my interest. And I have no desire to play second chapter at all, because it just bored me to death. Like, it's different with Tales of Symphonia because that game changes in one game. In this, well, not this, in Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, if I want to play the game at its best, I have to, like, I have to buy the second game, like the second part, which kind of pissed me off. Like, that's what pissed me off about Trails in the Sky. In a way. It's like I said, like, I was watching Shintai's stream.
Here's your stuff.
Of Ys 8.
Thank you so much. I'll make a filter right away. Please just give me one moment.
And after watching Ys 8, I can safely say, from what I've seen, Falcon really loves to pile meaningless dialogue onto the player. Like, they really do. And that's acceptable to some degree, but Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, it really overdosed on that needless dialogue. Like, pointless dialogue. That's one thing that really annoys me in games. Like, it's just like, when dialogue's just so pointless, and it really has... Is this a side quest? Yeah. But that's the thing, you see.
Hostile machine life forms detected.
This guy, we have to kill him. I think at this point, like, it's come to the point where, like, when you see games at E3, what you see is what you get. Like, games are no longer, like, I think a lot of people are expecting, when they see all this amazing, like, all this amazing gameplay at E3, they're like, ooh, like, surely it gets better from here, it's gonna be even better when we actually play the full game. And then they play the full game and they're like, wait, it's just this? Like, it's like the E3 demos themselves, if you ignore the hype and that lot, completely ignoring the hype, if you watch the E3 demos, it basically shows you everything you need to know about the games. Like, you can tell whether you want to play the game or not just by looking at the demo and seeing what is in it. As long as you don't expect anything more than that, and you just look at it at face value and judge the game based on E3, you get a good idea as to how good it's going to be. Of course, games can get worse. Like, it might actually be worse than it showed at E3, and the real one might actually be worse, but it's not going to get any better than what you've seen at E3. Let's put it that way. Right, so that was a... Right. Side quest time. The best point in the game. Oh god. Yeah, I can say exactly the same thing. Fortunately, we can fast travel there. So yeah, let's go do this side quest then, and find tools that can give these robots something to play on, I guess. Right, so... actually, I want to kill this thing first, don't I? Ow, what was that? It spits oil at me. Wow. Right, toy material. That's one of them. Now I need to find other parts. I think they might be here. Oh no, that's just 200G. Ooh, what's this? Pod program. That's interesting. Apparently there's one up at the top of here. Yep, there's another one. But yeah, this stream will be really handy to me. I'm probably, before I even do my review, I'm probably going to have to re-watch this stream and just, like, really get everything together and just figure out what it is that I need to be saying in it. That's kind of the important thing about this stream, really. Like, it's going to really help me more than just the screen caps that I can get from it, but at the same time it's going to help me figure out what the actual things that I need to do are. Like, with my review, what I need to actually write about. Like, because I'm saying a lot of things and trying to... I think I've come up with the solution, like the actual what I'm going to say in my review in this video. I think I've really gotten many of the points down. So really, it all comes down to what happens next. Really, is the game going to be any different from here on out, or is it just going to be more of the same? Because if it's going to be more of the same from this point onwards, let's say it is, then I already know what rating I'm going to give it. Let's put it that way. So yeah, we're going to give these kids their toys, I guess. Oh, great. He might like a new philosophy book. This is like a massive change of character for A2 right here. It's like either a massive change of character or out of character. Pretty much. Right, yeah, quest. Where are the kids then? Do we hand it in at Pascal or? Hmm. I'll just accept the quest for now. But, like, let's have a look at the other quests. I need to find out if I actually got this one. Go tell the kids. Where? Where are the kids? Ah, they're up here, are they? Right, that's good. So... I love how she can just warp, like, move around on the jetpack and just land anywhere, and somehow hear what's going on.
A group of pacifist machines, huh?
Hypothesis. Forming a harmonious relationship with Pascal and the villagers may help Unit A2 to obtain more materials. Proposal. Investigate the village.
Medium recovery. Ah, I see. Ah, I see. So basically you've made the slide. Interesting. So, where are we going now? Which is the closest? There is still that doorway quest, isn't there? If I can still do it. Treasure hunt at the castle, search for a door in the forest castle that matches the way. Oh, it matches the key. Yeah, I get it. I'm just going to go to the Royal Chamber then. That's the answer. Right, so... Oops. This guy got in the way. Unfortunately for him... oh shit. Maybe he was... That came out pretty quick with that. This guy seems to know what he's doing. Let's drop on the child's, like, crib or whatever, even though it's a machine. Oh wait, they respawned, haven't they? Nice. Right. Yeah, I can use the shockwave to hit the enemies. Ow. So, yeah. Map. Right, I'm gonna go this way then, I guess. It's gonna be rough, isn't it? Their feet that really hurt the most. Like their feet. They expect to just hit them with ranged attacks because their feet are just. It's like a lot of the time in the combat, some of the best things to do is just fight with long range attacks. It's a bit like Devil May Cry 2. There you go. Shit, it's not good. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, I seem to be really rusty at this game right now. Not that I was any good at it to begin with, to be honest. Like these level ups, like level 57, I don't really feel like I'm leveling up, you know what I mean? Well, more enemies. They just keep coming, don't they? Right, now I'm gonna find the doorway to this place. It's kind of a nightmare to get the crushed nuts at this point since we don't have 9S. But you kind of need him to get the crushed nuts effectively because these things are very difficult to kill without him. I completely forgot that you could do that. I can't believe that actually. Right, I'm hoping that I can find the door. Because, right, at the moment we are so how do I get there then? Ah, I've gone all the way down here now, great. Let's go back up now. That was a waste. Oh, hang on. There we go. Hang on. I think I'm gonna have to stop the stream now. So I'll see you guys later.